will be a happy man if I go to the grave when all South Africans own land under precisely the same legal title. At the moment, black South Africans, 80 to 85% of all South Africans, still live with the apartheid legacy of land which they do not freely own and may not freely trade and is not theirs in any meaningful sense of the word. It is, as with the poor of most countries of the world, dead capital. They occupy it but do not own it. The single biggest damage inflicted on black South Africans by apartheid was probably the land law, which said whites were free to own land, freely trade it, do as they wished with it, and blacks lived on government land. To this day, 21 years after apartheid was supposed to have ended, most black South Africans still live under the legacy of apartheid. Our Khaya Lam Project is intended to change this, to bring about once and for all, and finally, equality for white and black South Africans. No redistribution is necessary. No revenge against white landowners is necessary. All that is required is for the land already occupied by black South Africans, as much as 10 million pieces of land, worth as much as 1 trillion South African rands. That is the equivalent of an annual budget in South Africa, or a third of our entire gross national product, is already occupied and held by black South Africans. All that is needed is to declare them to be the owners and to go through the paperwork to bring that about. In other words, to give them the titles, to title the land. That is what our Khaya Lam Project is aimed at doing, is to uproot this legacy of apartheid, this evil, the most evil aspect of apartheid, and to declare black South Africans to own the land which is currently dead capital and thereby convert it to dynamic living capital, wealth not only in their hands, but wealth in the entire economy. In the few cases where this has already been done, we see that they go home with a tin of paint instead of a bottle of brandy. Homes become almost overnight improved, a source of pride. Currently, unrest brings about destruction of residences and homes. When people own their land, that will no longer be the case. There will be stable, settled communities with spectacularly higher living standards and empowerment and dignity of a kind that has been denied for them until today. 21 years after apartheid has ended, black South Africans have still not been given real equality with white South Africans, even under a black South African government and a constitution that commits the country to racial equality. Our Khaya Lam Project will not only end this discrimination against the poor of South Africa, most of whom are black, but will actually be a model that can be replicated in the rest of the world, where the poor of the world live on land that is dead capital, land that is owned by government, not by the people, and therefore the people are denied dignity, empowerment, respect, and wealth. We will bring this about in South Africa, and I'm pleased to say already have the cooperation of the South African government at various levels, where we are doing the paperwork, where they are agreeing that all that is required is deed registration, titling, the paperwork. It is complicated. It always is complicated. There's a lot that has to be addressed in such matters. We have the capability, and as far as I know, maybe the only people in the world who have developed the capability of addressing all of the technical complications and converting dead capital to dynamic capital, to converting indignity of people who have land to dignity, and in converting impoverishment to empowerment and wealth. We need all the help we can get. We are asking you to support the Khaya Lam Project, the project which means my home, and my home for people who have been denied a home all of their lives and all of the generations that preceded them, to finally be empowered with a home, wealth, and dignity. We need your support for that.